what kind of foreign policy are we looking at? As I said, the liberal dreams have collided with international realities. Are we back to good old structural realism, or are we looking at something else, something about the US under President Trump wanting to go back to isolation?
I think we're looking at something else. President Trump seems to favor that old world based on raw realism. He seems to be against the sense of collective security, a sense that the United States is better off when all of its friends and allies are better off, which is the founding set of principles of the so-called Bretton Woods institutions like the World Bank and the IMF that were supposed to help everybody grow wealthier, which would be serving U.S. interests. President Trump doesn't seem to appreciate that historical record, and it may be simply out of ignorance, out of never taking the time to study history, and instead having had his formative experiences being that as a real estate developer in rough and tumble New York City. Unfortunately, that his message of rough and tumble, America first, forget about collective security is resonating with a significant number of American voters. But I think there's also a backlash that's beginning against President Trump overall and against that approach. And where I draw a lot of hope is actually in Europe, where a whole new form of civic activism seems to be being driven by high school students led by Greta Thunberg for the support of protecting the environment against climate change. And by the way, that movement resonated in European parliamentary elections this last week, where it was pro-environmental ideas, not only in the Green Party, but elsewhere, people who want to fight climate change, who seem to score the biggest victory, even more so than the far-right forces that are Eurosceptic and are more raw realist.